Yeah. Once again, it's on. Back at you one more again. Real Kids TV in the house like kitchen sinks. Now, before I get into this afternoon story, if you will, understand that I'm the self-proclaimed Mr. 30 Minutes or Better, meaning that anytime I drop you a story, it's guaranteed to be 30 minutes or better. So if you're on your way to work, yeah, work, you don't feel like being, as we so often don't. You're on your way home from work, you need to laugh, you need to cry. Perhaps you need to lay down and take a nap, or you're trying to go to sleep at night, depending on whatever time you're listening to or viewing this video. Or you're just in the mood for a good old-fashioned true, keyword being true, penitentiary / life story / life experience. This is the channel for you. If you prefer your 8 to 12 to 15-minute videos, absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But at Real Kids TV, it's 30 minutes or better. So with all that being said, with all that being wrapped up into one big old nutshell that is, pause. There is a message. Now, before I get into today's story, y'all jump in the comment section. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Let me know your city, your state, your hood, your set, whatever you may be representing. And also, happy Mother's Day to all of you beautiful mothers out there. You know, it's truly a blessing. It's truly a privilege to be around to be able to say Happy Mother's Day or to receive a Happy Mother's Day. So again, I don't know all of you all. Some of you I know, some of you I don't, but it don't even matter. Because at Real Kids TV, we all one big family. And just Happy Mother's Day once again to you all. You know, I get very, very acclimated. I get very, very excited and amped up about Mother's Day. Probably most others do just as well. But see, I've missed so many Mother's Days that I'm just proud to be here. I'm proud to still have a mother. Condolences to the one that have lost their mothers. But I'm proud to just have a mother to just be able to say, Mother, I love you. Happy Mother's Day. We don't always see eye to eye. We bump heads. But it's still my mom. She gave me life. She's responsible for me being on this earth. So again, I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to my mother, to all the mothers, to just everybody. And condolences again to the people that their mothers are no longer with them. Like I previously stated, man, I've missed 10, 11 Mother's Days, man. Not only was it hard on me, forget me, it was hard on my mother. You know, it was hard on other individuals, my mother of my child. You know, because I'm not around, and these things have to be explained to the child. These things have to be, you know, my mother has to get a grasp of, why isn't he around? I raised him better than this. It's not like he wasn't raised well. But see, when I became a man, and I really wasn't a man, but I was 21, 22 years old, and I got to thinking that life was just supposed to be about this, you know, life was supposed to be this way, and it wasn't that. And all the things that I was taught coming up, I totally put them to the side to try to get that fast money, man. A situation occurred in the early 2000s, man. I'm out. I done stacked my money all the way up, man. I'm doing okay. I used to work for a company called Rainsoft. Rainsoft, they sold the water softeners. Basically, it hooks to your water main. So when the water, once the water comes out of the faucets, sinks or what have you, it's soft water. All the chemicals, all the dirt is removed from the water by the crystals that's in these water softeners, and it purifies your water. So the same way you're buying bottled water or whatever, essentially you have that coming out of your sink when you want to drink your water. And then as far as taking a shower, the water is soft. See, there's a difference between hard water and soft water. It makes all the difference in the world. So I'm working for this company, and I'm doing fairly well at it. I'm one of the top salesmen, and I'm not really even giving my full effort because I ain't like doing the door-to-door thing. So I was able to be successful in that company for the brief time that I worked there, but I jumped off the porch way too soon. Y'all rock with me, man. I say that I jumped off the porch way too soon because I stacked my money up, as I mentioned, and I said, you know what? I can do this on my own, man. Yeah, they paying me 20, 30%, 25% for commission, per water softener, which was good money, to be honest, because we were selling the water softeners $5,000-$6,000, and this is the early 2000s. I got to doing the research. I found a company I could get basically the same similar water softeners that they had. See, Rainsoft is such a huge company, at least at the time. They started to produce and manufacture their own water softeners, to where the cost that they were paying, to the manufacturers or what have you, got cut down drastically, because guess what? Now we're mass producing our own water softeners. I found a company, and they were giving us the water softeners for, I want to say, $700 per water softener. Okay, we're going to just undercut Rainsoft. This is my frame of mind. We're going to undercut Rainsoft. So I'm getting them for $700. We'll just sell ours for $2,500, $3,500. Somewhere right around in that price range. Get to the story, Kens. I'm already at the story. You know what I mean? I'm already in the story. And so I got the business. I had an individual that unfortunately is no longer with us. And he believed in me, man. He would see me all the time. I was an entrepreneur. I would go to parties and I would set up picture booths. Literally, I would talk to the owner of the club or whatever, pay them a little fee, we negotiate, and I'd go in and set up picture booths. Nobody was doing it, with the different backdrops, and people come and take pictures, and you charge them $10 a picture. Okay, what you want, 2 pictures? All right, 2 for 17, 18. What you want, 3 pictures? Okay, 3 for 20. So I was consistently negotiating. I was doing pretty well at that, but it was just the late hours. I didn't like keeping those late hours. You're not getting home till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, because you have to be there until the club ends. But nevertheless, I ran into my partner, man. We did time together. Partner told me, man, hey, bro, I want to invest in you. Now, he's getting it. At the time, I didn't really know he was getting it like that, because I didn't, I didn't really see him like that, on a regular basis. Hey, man, I've seen you a couple times. I see you about your business. I'm trying to get out of this lifestyle. I want to invest in you. Now, he was going to the UK, University of Kentucky. He got out the penitentiary, started with nothing. When I say nothing, nothing. Nobody give him nothing. He got him a $20 gram and built his way up from a $20 gram. I guess they showed him love on the gram, for $20. But nevertheless, he built his way all the way up to the top. When he was long. He's about 6 years younger than me, man. I would listen to him. Yeah, I'm going to holler at you, but I never did, because it was just one of those things. I didn't want to accept money from anybody else, because once you accept money from somebody else and the business doesn't go well, then guess what? The business doesn't go according to plan, then guess what? They looking at you sideways. This dude, yeah, he was in school, but he was a street dude. He was in the streets. He had respect. He carried that thing with him wherever he went. It didn't matter. Wherever he was at, he was going to have that thing on him. Understandably. First few phone calls, I kind of just, all right, man, I'm going to get at you. Finally, I hear him out. We talk. I tell him my plans about, the water softener. I got a whole presentation. I show it to him. He's very, very intelligent, man. This dude was so smart. Like I said, he was paying his own way through the University of Kentucky. When we was locked up together, we was in we were studying to be electricians. I was going to say electricity school, but it's not an electricity school. We were studying to be electricians. And this dude would help me through certain facets of the bookwork, because these formulas, and because you have to do bookwork, things that are never going to have anything to do with remotely hooking this wire to that wire, but nevertheless, you got to do the bookwork. I'm intelligent myself, but it was just certain things I didn't really understand. This dude, man, they'd be like, nah, you got to do this, and this is the formula for this, and if you take this and put it there, and then you, okay. So we maintained a good relationship. They gave him parole. He wasn't even able to finish school because they gave him parole. We were both shocked. He had a 10-year sentence. He had to do 2 years, because in Kentucky you do 20% of your time, and you go for parole unless it's a violent offense. If it's violent, you're going to do 85%. They didn't give him no probation or nothing. He came in at 19 years old in the penitentiary, 18 actually. I met him in the joint behind the fence with the lions, tigers, and bears. Initially, I met him. We were both in the hole together. I was in the hole for fighting. He was in the hole for probably fighting or something. I don't remember what. And I remember looking at him like, man, what's this kid, man? Kid looked like he about 14 years old. Penitentiary. It just goes to show how much they really, really don't care about you. 18 years old, never had a case, never had a juvenile record or whatever. Judge didn't believe in probation. Sent him up the river, man. Y'all rock with me. Rest in peace, Trouble, man. Real, now I'm using his real name. Rest in peace, Trouble, man. My dog, Trub. People from here, whatever, you know, you know. He throws me some money for this business. I already got my own money. He throws me about 10 G's. I got about 10 G's. I got a cousin. My cousin was interested. Cuz didn't have the money at that point, but the money was coming. See, what he had to do was he was taking out a mortgage on his house. His house was paid for. So what's they called, a mortgage? So he was taking out a mortgage, or not a mortgage, I guess a lien, or I don't know what this called, because I don't own my own house. I'm going to. But essentially, he was taking out a loan on his house, a lien or whatever. He was going to contribute his $10,000. We was going to have $30,000 to really, really just set this thing off. Again, this is in the early 2000s. What we would do was we would go door to door with our little flyers or whatever, and then we had these little test kits we bought. Now, the test kits is just like a little small water jug, and then it's like a survey. Put it in a plastic bag. And what we would do, we would keep track of all the houses that we went to. And I got this from Brainsoft. Keep track of all the neighborhoods and houses that we went to and whatnot. And then we would come back the next day. Well, when I say come back the next day, the prior day, previous day, what have you, when we put it on their doors, fill this jug up with water, and we're going to do a free water test and let you know what kind of water you're drinking and bathing in. A lot of people, we would come back the next day and it was an amazement. A lot of people would actually take the time to fill up the little small jugs or whatever and place the, because it was like you can put them on the door handles. See what I'm saying? Like on the doorknobs or whatever. So the next day, we would go back through and it would be several of them hanging from the doorknobs. Like, wow. People's really, you know, interested. We may have something here. Go back through, pick up. Let's just say we put out, I don't know. Let's just say in a day we put out 300 of the bags with the test kits. We come back through the next day. It's probably gonna be on an average out of 300. We're gonna pick up about 30, 40 kits, 50 kits. That was good. Because, most of the time when you get stuff on your door, you're not paying attention, you're throwing that away. 30, 40, 50 kits. Okay, we're going to get a couple sales out of this. So we were doing our analytics. Like, these are things that I was really, really focusing on and trying to be structured based upon what I noticed over at Rainsoft. We got to get more kits out. If we're getting out of 40 or 50 that are returning, people are actually returning or doing the challenge or the water test kits or whatever, out of 40 or 50, we may set up 15 appointments. Out of the 15 appointments, it may lead to 3 or 4 sales. 3 or 4 sales. Remember I said we getting the water softeners at about $700. We selling them from anywhere between $2,500 and $3,500. Had financing, had everything. So the business was growing, but it was growing slowly, but it was steadily, it was growing. Well, the whole situation with the house didn't work out with my cousin. When he went to go get the loan, he thought that everything was finalized. He's going to pick up the check. The finance company, they found out that it was already a mortgage or a lien taken out on the house. Not a mortgage, but a lien taken out on the house. That's impossible. My house has been paid for. Him and his dad had the same name. His dad had taken out a lien on the house and nobody knew it. He owed like $15,000 and was on the verge of losing the house. The $10,000 that we were anticipating him contributing, it wasn't there. Now, my dog Trouble, he was just a financial dude. He wasn't a day-to-day operations or whatever. Like, we had an actual office space, computers. We was registered through the Chambers of Commerce, the Better Business Bureau. When you first get registered through the Better Business Bureau, you got to go through like a year probation period. And then if everything bodes well after that, then, okay, now you're actually, on the Better Business Bureau. But nevertheless, we did everything proper. Insurance, licenses, bond, everything. This 10 G's was crucial, though, because we needed that. Never start a business if you ain't got enough money to at least run your business for 18 months. It's just my opinion. Nothing factual about this. But if I ever start a business again, I want to have enough money to, at least for the first 18 to 24 months. If I don't make a dime, I can still pay my bills every month and just believe in my business, keep grinding, keep working, and knowing that it's going to catch on. Don't start a business and just think, okay, in 2 or 3 months, it's going to take off, because a lot of times it doesn't. And, we had to learn that. I wasn't mad at my cousin because it wasn't his fault. And I seen how passionate he was. I seen how when we would go out and pass out these flyers, he's out there before everybody else. He's in the office before everybody else. He's really believing in his business. Like, his dude was really, really. So I couldn't hold that against him, man. Don't worry about it, cuz, man. We're going to make it work, man. We'll just collect your 10 as the time goes on. The particular share that you would get or percentage that you would get, which most of the money we was making was going back into the business anyway. We'll just work it out to where, cool. I didn't want to cut him off from that. We was doing sales. Everything, as I mentioned, was going pretty well, and it just seemed like this is easy. Then a lot of times when in life, when you plan for certain things and they're going as planned, it seems easy, right? Oh man, I told you, man, everything's gravy. But what we don't plan for sometimes is when our plans don't go accordingly. We had a dry spell for like 2 months. We didn't get a sale. What is going on, man? We still doing everything that we were supposed to be doing. The business started to go under. We could feel the business just literally slipping away from us. Nah, man, we can't do this, man. We can't just let the business go under. Got to the point to where we're paying stuff just out of our pockets. Now, my dog Trub, he done already kicked his 10 G's. He ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm just an investor. I ain't got nothing to do with it. He helped us a couple times because he had money, but we can't keep running to him. We get a sale here and there. But for the most part, 3 or 4 months, we wasn't making nothing. It's hard to keep paying this rent on this building. Paying this insurance on the building. Paying for this, paying for that, and ain't no money coming in. But I don't want to just let the business slip away. I jump on the grind. I get back to doing what I know. I'm a white collar. I was a white collar criminal. I ain't gonna kill nothing. Ain't gonna let nothing die. Producing them counterfeit payroll checks, and counterfeit credit cards. That's what I used to do. Counterfeit money orders. Put the band back together, man. Put the team back together. We jumped on the grind, man. Now my cousin at this point, he has nothing to do with this. Had a dude, he would find people. We knew how to get fake IDs. Look, man, go in there, cash his check or whatever. We kept it relatively low, $3,800, $3,600, $4,200. It sounds like a lot of money to some people, but to a bank, that ain't no money. They see that all. They see $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $200,000 checks. So we keep it relatively low. Money started coming in. I was able to, pay things off or whatever, get us caught up. Now, all of these things that I'm mentioning to you, I've already pled guilty. I've already done time. I'm not getting on here saying what I did. Now, I've served my time for these things. I'm just simply telling you what happened back then, early 2000s. we getting this money, man. And it's not, I'm not really doing the most. When I say doing the most, I'm not doing what I really, really could do. I'm just trying to really, really get us caught up in, within the business. This is my bread and butter just as well. So if the business ain't bringing in no money, guess what? You think I can call my landlord and say, hey, bro, you ain't gonna believe this, man. The last couple months been slow for us, man. And he's gonna be like, I know, or she. Don't worry about it. I understand how business works. Whenever the business picks back up, then holler at me. No, they want that money, man. Because they got things they got to pay, understandably. The pressure's on. The heat is on. The heat is on. You gonna shoot or you gonna dribble, man? I'ma definitely shoot. So I'm getting the money or whatever. Cuz starts to have financial little issues. He gets laid off. He gets fired at his job because he still had a job. I didn't have a job. He gets fired at his job. He had like a sales job selling furniture or something like that. And he gets fired for something. I don't really know why he got fired, but he got fired. Now he's feeling the pressure. Now, to me, he never really fully felt the pressure, even though he was fully vested into the business, but he never really put a dime up. So he was never really going to lose anything if it flopped. Cuz gets fired from his job, man. He's looking for other jobs. I can just see the stress. The unemployment thing, typically you get unemployment, but I think he was getting it, but it just wasn't, unemployment. They ain't gonna barely pay you nothing. Bro, I'm trying to be down. Cuz I'm trying to be down. What you mean you're trying to be down? I'm trying to get some of his money. Hey, look, man. Check this out. Check 1, 2. He ain't never had no criminal record. He had like a couple DUIs, something like that, which is serious. I don't want to undermine a DUI, but I'm just saying he didn't have like a criminal record like me or like, nah, bro, I ain't really trying to get you into this. So he asked me 3-4 different times over the course of about a month. Finally, I'm like, well, shoot, man, you want to get some of this money? I got tired of carrying the whole load on my own. You want to get some of this money? You can get some of this money, cuz. One thing I need you to do is find some people that want to make some money. We got the fake IDs. Go into the banks, the credit unions. We typically would deal with credit unions because they were a lot easier to deal with. When you go into a bank, they want to call and verify and do this and do that. Credit union is way more friendly, customer friendly, if you will. So when you take a check in there for $6,800 and you ain't got number $5 in your account, they're not saying, oh, well, you have to have the money in your account to cover this. No, they're going to say, okay, would you like to deposit any of this or you need all cash? What denomination? Do you want all hundreds? Do you want big bills, small bills? That's how credit unions operate. I don't advise anyone to do anything like this. I'm not trying to encourage anyone to do anything. I'm just simply telling you my experiences from the early 2000s. Y'all rock with me, man. People was going in there with these checks, man, coming out with bread. We going to 3-4 different spots every single day. Money's piling up, man. Money's going so well to where the business is we didn't kind of put the business on the back burner. Imagine that. Yeah, we're still doing the business, but all those hours we out there hitting the pavement, hitting the pavement and grinding, and it's over with. We might go out there for about an hour, 2 hours, pass out, the little test kits or whatever. All right, man, come on, let's go to the casino. Come on, let's go to the club. Let's go to the restaurant. Because we getting money over here. Everything seems to be going well, whatever. As far as financially, we done got our finances back up. One particular day, my cuz and one of my best friends, to this day, they go make a move. They go to the drive-thru at the bank. Now, typically, cuz didn't have anything to do with anything, but I think the money started to kind of dry up a little bit. Now the pressure was being felt. And we would have this thing to where you go through the drive-thru, right? Tinted windows on the car. You just pass the check and the ID put it in a little terminal thing, send it up. They don't know who's who in the car. They just seeing the ID and it matches all the information on the account. It was so smooth how we had it, so we thought, because it was like, man, the window don't roll up, so the back door, we have to just kind of open the back door. So they would open the back door. You know how you drive through the drive-thru, right? Typically, you just roll your window up, roll your window down. My window don't roll down, so we're just going to hand the terminal, through the back window, the back door. Oh, no problem. Put the terminal checks and ID in the terminal, send it up. Take a couple minutes or whatever. Money would always boom, boom, boom. Like I said, this particular day, they went. And when they were going, I was blowing my cousin's phone up, trying to tell them, don't go. Do not go. I had a sign. I had received a message that the detectives was looking to speak with me. I'm calling his phone. He's not answering. I'm calling my other partner. He's not answering. What the hell is going on? 15 minutes passes. They in the drive-thru, still waiting on just a second, sir. We're trying to get the money together. We're trying to get, They had done it several times, so I guess they wasn't thinking anything of it. It's about, like I said, 15, 20 minutes. Something wasn't going well. Something wasn't registered. Like, it was like, hold on, something's not right. Typically, this is in and out. 2-3 minutes, we gone. Cuz tries to pull off. As he goes to pull off, 2 officers block him in. He came back up because his car's behind him. Ran to the well too many times. Take him to the police station. Take my partner to the police station. Actually, to be honest, my partner don't go to the police station. He goes to the police station, but it has nothing to do with that. He already has a warrant. Like, it was something minor. He didn't show up for a traffic ticket, something like that. So they take him. But they take Cuz, because Cuz was driving. Instead of him he didn't know. Instead of him just not saying anything, period, he gets to trying to negotiate his way out of the situation. My partner's just like, look, man, I don't know what was going on, man. I was asleep. I was asleep, man. So you didn't know this guy was cashing counterfeit checks? Man, I was asleep, man. I don't know what y'all talking about, man. They couldn't legally charge him. Commonwealth State, I guess they could have. Would have been a waste of time, but I guess technically they could have charged him being there. Cuz goes to jail. He does like 2 days in jail. Nothing major. I'm in the house one day, in the apartment. Knock on the door. Kick in the door, wave in the 4-4. All you know is... Nah, it wasn't one of those situations, but knocked on the door. Got the peephole. I see Cuz. What the hell? He comes in. Bro, I need to shave. I need to take a shower. And my cousin wasn't no bummy type dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, he come from a very... Like, his parents spoil him. He's... Even as an adult. Wasn't no bummy type dude. Like, he... 2-3 days in the county or whatever. They let me out, man. They trying to get me to tell on you, man, but I'll never fold, man. They want to know where the computer's at. What? Yeah, they want to know where the computer's at. Where you print the checks off and shit, man. I told them I don't know nothing. This is how my cousin is talking to me. You got that computer? Is the computer here? Is the computer here, dog? Because if it is, I'm telling you, they coming. You need to get rid of this computer. I don't know. I ain't no computer here, bro. But I'm still not. It's not registering to me because I'm still blinded by the fact that this is my cousin. Like, he's my cousin, but he's like my brother, man. His younger brother had passed away, and like he was just, He was really like my brother. He's technically my cousin. I don't know nothing about no computer, bro. Wherever the computer's at, they looking for it, man. I told them I ain't know nothing. I said, so how'd you get out? I mean, my mom's and them buying me out. I just thought that was odd because typically somebody buys you out. He was like, I walked over here. So your mom's and them buying you out, but you walked over here. And I didn't live too far from the jail, but it wasn't close enough to just be walking. That's a good hour and a half walk from the jail. Probably 10 minutes in a car, 7-8 minutes in the car, but then walking. So your mom didn't bind you out, but you walked over here. I'm just reflecting back, reminiscing. Again, at the time, I didn't really look at him as a major threat. I honestly didn't. That's cuz. You know, cuz definitely ain't gonna say nothing. And so, as time went on or whatever, time went on with that whole scenario, and things was just unfolding. You could just tell that it just wasn't right. My other partner, he ended up getting out maybe about a week later. And when he ended up getting out, cuz went to his house on the same thing that he came to my crib on. 7:30 in the morning. 7:45 a.m. What's up, bro? Stan Smith, that's what we call my partner. He's a real name, Stan Smith. It's not really his name, but that's what we called him, Stan Smith. Bro, they looking for the computer. Is the computer here, man? Is the computer here? I need to get that computer and destroy it. Partner's like, bro, I don't know nothing about no computer. What are you talking about? Now, my partner was the one that really discovered, like, something's not right. Bro, I need a computer, man. Man, I don't know nothing about no computer, bro. Alright, man. He leaves my partner's house and goes to my other cousin's house. Now, my other cousin, once again, she's my cousin, but she grew up in the same household. Her daddy was in the military, in the Air Force. So she grew up with us. And it was one of those things to where she was really like a sister. That's how close we were and are to this day. He's my cousin, but we're cousins on my dad's side of the family. It's not her cousin. Now, she's aware of who he is, but it's not her cousin. My cousin that I'm speaking about is, like I said, her dad is my mom's brother. He ain't never came to the door like that before. He ain't never, hey, man, I'm just coming over here, man. It's early in the morning. Like I said, he just was at my dude's house at 7:30, 7:45. Now he's at her house. Hey, we looking for the computer, man. Them people's looking for the computer, and I need it. Now, she was going to leave out to go to work. We need to get that computer, man. What computer? What are you talking about? Well, I know Ken's be over here all the time. I just figured that the computer, he said, it wasn't at his house, and then I just figured that the computer was over here. Man, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Ain't no computer over here. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm about to go to work. Ain't no computer over here. He leaves. When he leaves, he goes right around the corner. There's a store. The neighborhood, and the house that she lives in is a house that I grew up in. My grandmother passed away. I came from one of those big families where it's 8, 9, 10 people, 10, 11 people in the house. My grandmother owned the house or whatever. When she passed away, she left it to my little cousin or whatever. Because she had kids, she was young at the time or whatever, and I always wanted her to have somewhere to go. So I'm going to leave his house to her. But I grew up in this house. Everybody knows each other in the neighborhood, so she leaves out, and when she goes around the block, probably not even 30 seconds, 45 seconds in the car, there's a little corner store. She sees my cousin talking to what appeared to be a detective. It was a detective's car, undercover's car. It's not like it was a regular cop car or whatever with the lights, but it appeared to be a detective's car. She calls me. She says, "Hey man, some strange things just happened. Dude just came to the house. I told him, looking for a computer. I told him I ain't know nothing about no computer. And then when I went out to go to work, and I take that back, she was going to work, but she didn't alert him of that. So he didn't even know she was about to leave. And when I go out on my regular route to go to work, I see him and he has his head like in the window of what appeared to be a police officer. Wow, for real? Yeah. I'm still not wanting to believe this. I'm not wanting to believe this is my cousin. I'm talking about we done got down, man, in the trenches, man. I done seen him knock dudes out. He knew karate. I done seen him kick a dude, man, through a window. Dude's dangerous, man. He keep them things on him. You go in his house, man, he gonna have 9, 10 guns just throughout the house, man, just hidden. We was at a party one time and somebody stepped to me, but they wasn't stepping to me in a manner of which it appeared. It was coming to me to ask me about some female or whatever. And my cousin seen it. He thought dude was really stepping to me on some aggression. So he can't get his gun in the party. But he always kept a blade on him. And he reaches in his pocket, man, to grab his blade and cuts his whole hand. Damn near cuts his finger off. Blood's everywhere. We got rushed him to the ER or whatever. Cuz is dangerous, man. To this day, he's dangerous, man. Nah, not cuz. I know he ain't did no shit like that, man. Throughout that whole process, he had another cousin on his people, on his mother's side, that wasn't my cousin. He didn't talk them into the game. Dude came up on $6,000, $7,000. Came with a sob story, my rent, my car payment, whatever. He done made $6,000 or $7,000. His cousin, Tim. Tim gets this money. Somehow, some way, he ends up getting caught up. People come to his house. They go to his house. He's not there. Well, they go to his parents' house because that's the address that they had. Finds out that the police is looking for him. He goes downtown to speak with the police. They about to arrest him. He spills the whole beans. No, man, my cousin, man. My cousin is the one that talked me into this, and I didn't know, and I'm just a good guy. I ain't got no criminal record, man. I'm having a hard time right now, but I didn't know. You knew. Everybody knows. When you doing dirt, you cashing these checks, you know what you doing, man. People, but they're going to play it with the detectives like, oh, no, I didn't know. Okay, so somebody wrote you a $4,800 check, and you saying they only gave you $100. Well, he said that the account, and he didn't have the information, or somebody didn't have their ID, so they just wrote it out to me. Oh, yeah. Detectives already know that they run a game, but, they going to get all the information that they can get. I had told my cousin, don't really fool a dude like that because he's too close to you. He knows you. See, the individuals that we would use, they wouldn't know our names. It would just be random people. They try to make it like we was going to get homeless people, and it wasn't anything like that. But this is how they presented it. We would get some people that maybe not, and it wasn't right. They weren't doing the best in life, but guess what? We weren't either. Situation occurred, if they get caught up or whatever, only thing you can say, what the dude looked like, this was a black dude, but they didn't know our names. They didn't have our phone number. We had dummy phones. But I didn't really want him to use his cousin because it was like, he knows exactly who you are, cuz. He see me around you, so he knows. But I allowed the money to blind me, and I went a bit against my better judgment. And we did it anyway. Got that money. Like I said, man, When it hit the fan and they came for him, he wasn't trying to hear nothing. He wasn't trying to. Now, hold on. Let me tell y'all the whole story. I'm going to give y'all the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. It's part one. Come back with a part two. Come back with that part two. Probably later on this evening, definitely in the morning. I'm going to have that part two for you, man. Real Kids TV. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment, definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Be sure to hit that post notification so anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive Real Kids TV.